Recording. Hello, my friends. Welcome or welcome back if you've been here before to another Zodiac seasonal tarot card reading with the Crooked Cauldron. If you haven't been here before, I'm going to explain what we're doing. We are doing the collective reading for Sagittarius season. I believe I'm a little late to posting this, as once this is actually on, it'll already be Sagittarius season. Sorry if you can hear cars in my front yard right now. There's, I think, a package being delivered. Anyways, so I'm going to hop right into it. Sagittarius season. It begins November 23rd through the 21st of December. Sagittarius is a masculine energy. Actually, before I keep going, I really want to actually say real quick that this reading doesn't have to be, or isn't only for those who have Sagittarius in their chart. You don't have to have any Sagittarius in your chart for this to resonate with you. So, like I said, it's really for the collective for Sagittarius season. And I'll be explaining that as we go as well. So don't worry about it at all. If you don't have any Sagittarius in your chart, this can still be for you. If things resonate for you, claim it and take it with you. If certain things don't resonate with you, then you don't have to take that with you whatsoever. Just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. That is totally fine here. Let me take a quick sip of water. Just started talking, my throat is already dry. Love that, great sign. All right, let me start over here. We're in Sagittarius season. Sagittarius season typically starts November 23rd and ends December 21st. It is a masculine sign. It is also a mutable sign, which typically means mutable signs are also tend to be very adaptable, changeable, as compared to I'm a Leo sun, which is a fixed sign, where they tend to be a little more stubborn. So Sagittarius is the mutable fire sign. So, like I said, more versatile than, say, the other fire signs of Leo and Aries. So, as element of fire, I like to think of Sagittarius as sort of the wildfire of the fire signs. They tend to expand, they tend to affect the collective a little bit more. Movement and travel itself, as you think of a wildfire, it moves, it expands. These are the things of Sagittarius. So really these overall themes could be very prominent during Sagittarius season. The ruling planet of Sagittarius is Jupiter. It's the planet of good luck and fortune. I don't know if you've heard this before, but I've heard many astrologers kind of joke that Sagittarius and Jupiter is like God's favorite, because it's the sign and the planet of just luck and fortune and just things just working out really well, which is great. Once we enter Sagittarius season, that luck can affect all of us. It doesn't just have to be for the Sagittariuses in the world, which is great. Stones that typically enhance the Sagittarius-ness of the season or within us is lapis lazuli, turquoise, diamond, and sapphire. The ruling house is the 9th house, which kind of, as I said, with the comparing Sagittarius to a wildfire, it's the house that covers travel and expansion. That could be expansion physically, as in travel or movement of some sort, or mental or emotional expansion, really expanding of the self. Colors for Sagittarius season tend to be dark blues, dark purples, turquoise, as well as some dark reds or plums. Tarot card that represents Sagittarius is actually the Temperance card. It talks about kind of seeking balance through knowledge, which Sagittarius is believed to be kind of the philosopher of the zodiac. It is the oldest sign of the fire signs, therefore it tends to have a little bit of wisdom to it. So really just balance and knowledge and expansion. The mantra for Sagittarius, and you can feel free to use this mantra throughout the Sagittarius season, is I see. And I said it kind of goes back to that philosophical point of view, the expansion of points of view and perspective that Sagittarius tends to just thrive in. The symbol, I don't think I said the symbol, yes, the archer. Bow and arrow, typically a person has it right before they're about to shoot. The enlightened characteristics of Sagittarius tend to be very ambitious, explorative, generous, energetic, lucky. I don't know if you can, lucky is a bit of a chance. It's all based on chance. So, some people might argue it's not necessarily a characteristic, but, people just tend to be more lucky. And a lot of times Sagittariuses, or people who have a lot of Sagittarius in their chart, tend to be a little more lucky. So during Sagittarius season, if you see your luck kind of go up, that's, you know who to thank. Let's see. They're versatile. They're that mutable sign. They tend to be very open-minded. Like I said, if you want to expand yourself, you tend to have to open your mind to a lot of different ideas, ways of thinking, perspectives, and whatnot. It's philosophical, very common characteristic, or overall vibe, if you will, of Sagittarius season. Cheerful and optimistic, independent, and very honest are traits that you find prominent in Sagittarius. Now the shadow side, a less evolved side, or if you catch Sagittarius on a bad day, or sort of that unpleasant energy in Sagittarius season, you can find idealism, procrastinating, exaggerative, blindly optimistic even, lazy, gluttonous, tactless, insensitive. These are the things that might be the shadow side. I don't want to necessarily call them bad, because they are also a part of the great balance of life. But if you're maybe low energy or darker energy takes over during Sagittarius season, these are the things that could really come up for you. So moving on, I want to get into, turn my page here for my notes. I want to get into some rituals that are really great to practice during Sagittarius season. Again, you don't have to be a Sagittarius to do these things. These are just, if you want to be kind of festive, for lack of a better word, during Sagittarius season, these sorts of activities and rituals can really be great and can kind of enhance your season. So you can study a new subject. Like I said, expansion of the mind, expansion of the self, road trip or travel of some sort, physical expansion. You can go out and try to make new friends or be social. Fire signs in general, but Sagittarius tend to be very social beings, and they have that energy, and Sagittarius season as well carries that energy as well. Just trying something new also is a great act to do during this time of year. If you, like myself, practice any sort of witchcraft or, like I said, magic rituals or anything like that, you can do mirror gazing or scrying spells. If you're able to, group spell work, you don't have to be a part of like a coven or anything like that. If you are, great, it's perfect for group spell work. But if you practice any sort of magic or spellcraft and you know others that do, now is a really great time of year to kind of get together and maybe do a collaborative spellcraft. And really just anything that celebrates you. Celebrate, your ambitions, goals that you've achieved, or goals that you're willing to set. You can celebrate coming up with new goals and setting new goals for yourself. So now, with all that being said, we're going to move on to the actual reading of this video. We're going to kind of go over themes of this Sagittarius season, we're going to go over just some Sagittarius themed card readings, if you will. So, oh, excuse me, let me take another drink of water. Okay, so we're going to jump right in. I'm going to flip these cards over. I already pre-shuffled, just easier that way for me. So we're going to get right into this. So if I can pick them up. Our first card is the High Priestess in reverse. Our second card is the Nine of Pentacles, or Presence in this deck, also in reverse. I love this. We have Temperance, which, as I just said before, is the card for Sagittarius, so that is great. We had two cards for this next part, which is the, get this right, Three of Candles in reverse, and the Chariot, also in reverse. Quite a few reverse cards in this reading, which is not all bad. On the reverse card, we have the, what is this? The Six of Candles. Oh, I second guess my Roman numerals. Six of Candles in reverse. Okay. So, let me make sure we can see everything here. Everything's lined up. Great. Okay. So we're gonna get into this. A lot of reverse cards, but don't worry. We're gonna get to the bottom of this here. And I also have a couple oracle cards to pick out for us too, just a couple once we get through these ones. So really what we're going to be looking at as like this theme is it's time to go inward at this point. The expansion of self is going to be a big overall theme. Like I said, that's all what Sagittarius is about, just expansion. And what we're going to be talking about here during this season, or a theme that we're going to be seeing a lot during this season, is the expansion of our inner selves. So maybe some inner work will be a really common theme or a really common act to be doing. If you have a meditation practice, you can really explore that way, or you could really explore your interests. You can explore why they interest you. You can just really go inward and see maybe also what doesn't fits your narrative anymore. You can kind of go over in your mind what has been serving you, what hasn't been serving you in terms of behaviors, in terms of mindsets, these sorts of things. That's what's really going to come up a lot during the Sagittarius season. Now, this impact, what all this inner work will do for you. Let's see here. Oh, also, I do love this deck. I had to pick out the Nightmare Before Christmas deck for us because it's the Christmas season, it's a Yule season. Yuletide is going to be starting soon, and Christmas is right after that. A lot of holidays, Hanukkah coming up, so if you celebrate any of those, all of those, I feel like this is a very good deck for that. I love Nightmare Before Christmas. It's very Halloween. It's very Christmassy. So that's why I had to pick this deck for us. Just had to let everyone know that. So really when we see this Nine of Presents, which is traditionally the Nine of Pentacles, in reverse, you want to make sure you're not selling yourself short as you're doing this inner work that this High Priestess is wanting us to see. You really want to just be honest with yourself. As you kind of do this inner work, it could be really easy to get down on yourself as you explore. There are going to be things that come up that maybe don't feel so good. Like I said, exploring things that don't serve us anymore. You have to be really honest with yourself, and that can be hard. So the Nine of Presents in reverse is really telling us that we do have value, that even if we're exploring things about ourselves that we might not like anymore, or we might have habits that we don't want to carry with us anymore, or act on anymore, that doesn't make us any less of a person. And admitting that these things are no longer good for us does not devalue us whatsoever. So you really just want to believe in your abilities during the Sagittarius season. That's how this inner work will be kind of impacting us. Hopefully that makes sense. So I love that the Temperance card popped up here, because it is the tarot card that represents Sagittarius, and it's right in the center of our reading, which is just freaking cool. And in my opinion, I love when this kind of stuff comes up. So really, as we're kind of digging deeper into ourselves, kind of again, just as the Nine of Presents in reverse is telling us, you don't want to dig so deep that you begin to lose your sense of self, really. You don't want to dig so deep that you feel like you're only digging up the bad stuff. You need a balance here, okay? So, and also as you're doing a lot of inner work, even though that's the overall theme for our Sagittarius season, you want to make sure you take breaks. I'm hearing that breaks are very important. And when you do any kind of inner work, you can't just powering through inner work and digging deep is not the best thing to do here. You want to, just as an example, for some people this will probably resonate, others it won't, and that's fine. For example, maybe you wake up in the morning and you do some journaling or meditations that do whatever helps you explore your inner self a little bit more, and then once the morning's over, you just take a nice breather. Sorry for that interruption. I just got told that some food is almost ready for me, so we're gonna be moving right along so I can go eat. So Temperance is all about moderation. You just want to make sure that you show yourself kindness, show yourself compassion as you're doing inner work, and just take breaks. And this doesn't even have to be through the inner work. This is really just how you can really create a deeper understanding of yourself. Like, trying to find balance in other activities as well is really what I'm trying to say here, can be really important during the Sagittarius season. It'd be really important to start to establish that deeper understanding of yourself. Okay, so what else does this card want to say? I feel like there's something else this card wants to tell us right now. What is it? Okay. You don't want to be too afraid of what you find during the Sagittarius season. And I don't mean to say that to scare anyone, but just, you don't want to be too afraid of that deeper knowing of yourself. Sometimes when we begin to explore our inner selves more, and I guess keep saying really dig deep, it could be a little nerve-wracking what you find. You could find, reasons why you do certain things that you really didn't realize before, for example, and that could be a little jarring. But you just want to go through it with curiosity, with a little bit of play, and I think that's really how we can create the balance of these, digging deep and really trying to have that greater understanding of ourselves. So you just want to be really mindful. You don't want to go in blindly. You just really want to be mindful this Sagittarius season of any inner work you're doing, or outer work. This doesn't have to only be inner work, but I think that's really the overall theme. But again, everyone's different. So as I said, take what resonates and just leave the rest. That's really what we're trying to say here. So moving on to this reverse Three of Wands and reverse Chariot, there's some freedom that's being craved by us all, by the collective. And again, Sagittarius season is all about freedom. It's all about movement, and the fact that we have the Chariot here, I think really speaks volumes. because it's all about forward motion and progress. And the Three of Candles is really, really trying to get us to stop holding ourselves back. I think there's something that we're doing here that is holding ourselves back and making us kind of think smaller, whether that's of ourselves or about some area of our life. We're holding ourselves back in certain areas or an area of our lives, and we're truly craving, or life is craving more freedom in this way. And I think the fact that we have the Chariot here, like I said, coming up is pretty... The Chariot doesn't represent Sagittarius, it actually represents Cancer, I believe. If you're a Cancer, then I think that just is further confirmation. But I think you need to release yourself of the tiny little details here that might be holding you back, like the tiny little logistics of maybe a goal you wish to accomplish, or anything, like I said, something that your life is craving more freedom from now. So you can like ask yourself, how are you holding yourself back? Are you just getting... The Chariot in reverse talked about getting like bogged down with details, or like you're getting too discouraged with maybe some failures or setbacks or something like that. So the Chariot in reverse is really asking you to look again at your life and look at the parts of your life that need more freedom. And coupled with the Three of Candles, it wants us to open our mind more and stop thinking so small and stop thinking about such all the tiny little details here. And just knowing that you're allowed to accomplish anything you wish to accomplish. There's another saying that if it's desired by you, it's meant for you. And I think if we get too caught up in like the little details and the how things are going to happen or something like that, it starts to restrain us instead of set us free. So I think what we're talking about here is to just stop thinking so damn much. That's really what I'm hearing. Stop thinking so much, and just, if something feels right to you, if something feels good to you, then just follow it through. Don't worry so much about the little details. Now, Sagittarius season also tends to be about little surprises and spontaneity. If I didn't mention that spontaneous is a big characteristic of Sagittarius, I should have written that down in my notes. I don't think I did, honestly, but regardless, spontaneity is a big thing. So I think that's what this Six of Candles in reverse is trying to tell us. We're gonna start letting... You might surprise yourself this Sagittarius season by the things that make you happy. You might realize that maybe you're comparing yourself, and you might surprise yourself by beginning to let that go. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of letting go during the Sagittarius season, assuming if we're following this collective message, then it'll really result in a nice surprise of what we like, what we don't like anymore. I think we'll be surprised by just how much we might compare ourselves to others, and just how easy it'll be to let that go if we allow it to be that easy. If we stop thinking about the how and the little details, it'll be very surprising just how easy it is to let go of those things. And I think it'll really turn out in our favor here. Yeah. So I have 2 more cards. This is from the Moonology deck, so we just have these 2 cards to go over and just what we're doing here is I'm going to get a quick message or advice from Jupiter, the ruling planet, and that is new moon in Leo. Confidence is your key to success. Make sure you can see that. Yep. And last messages for us for the Sagittarius season is new moon in Virgo. It says a time to give rather than take. Let me put this, do this actually. Can you see that okay? Yeah, it's okay. All right. Yeah, so we have 2 new moons here. And our advice and messages from Jupiter here is to go with confidence. Walk through the Sagittarius season with confidence. Because that's what you really need if you're going to go, if you follow this essentially a timeline, right? Of starting inner work and believing in yourself, showing yourself compassion by taking breaks, by letting go of the little details and the hows and the wheres and the why, and surprising ourselves by just how easy it is to let things go if we have walk with confidence. And these final messages from new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. Give to yourself. I mean, this is also, like I said, the holiday season. Lots of major holidays are coming up and happen during Sagittarius season or just after Sagittarius season. I mean, it's such a great time to give. And this could be to give to others as well. If you've been thinking about, charity, donations, that sort of thing, this is your confirmation that now this is the year to do it. This is the time and the season to do it. So, I mean, again, really very simple, very, very simple message from Jupiter here. Just embody confidence. Start as that for your inner work, like how to get to this confidence to take you through the Sagittarius season. Sagittarius is one of the fire signs, and as is Leo. We have this new moon in Leo here. So again, I believe this is a bit of confirmation here, because fire signs are known for their confidence. Not that any other signs aren't confident, but fire signs tend to carry a special confidence with them. And the fact that these are both 2 new moons, I think this will really begin to open up a brand new journey for us. The Sagittarius season. We have the new year ending very, very soon, which, the year ending very, very soon, and we're going into a new year. So the fact that there's a new moon, 2 new moons here, a new journey is coming up. But let's follow through with this advice from these cards. And again, give to yourself, give to others, be open-minded. When you give, you tend to be a little more open-minded than as you're taking. So just be open to the possibilities. Man, my throat is very dry. Let me take another sip of water. And we're going to pick out just a couple. I'm hearing to do 3, actually. So just a few rune cards. And I'm still learning how to read these. But I'm going to just pick out a couple of these real quick. Let's see what we have here. Okay. I'm not even going to try to say what these are because I am awful at the pronunciation and I haven't quite learned that yet. So I'm not even going to try because I feel like it'll be just horrendous. Okay, we have this guy here as well. And again, I'll get to the translated names in just a second. Let me just get this third one out. Okay. And we have this guy here. All right. So, let me do that. Put down my little pouch here. And we will get to the meaning of these. Okay, so this one, we'll start with this one. It's funny because this actually talks about a journey coming up. So what was I just saying? New moon, new year, new beginnings. a new journey. New journey is coming. That's as simple as it gets. You just want to be open to it. You really just want to be open to this new journey. This also talks about evolution of perspective, evolution of the self. So again, very, very much a Sagittarius themed rune here. So again, you could see a lot of progress, a lot of movement, evolution. Again, travel maybe. This could actually just be literal travel coming up for you, if that resonates. So let's move on to the next one coming up. All right, so this one right here, this represents ice, which ice, I mean, if you're in the same hemisphere as me, it's the cold season, so there could just be acknowledgement of it being cold. Could be quite literal here. If it's not quite the literal sense, ice really slows things down, as you probably know. So that could mean some delays are happening here. Again, it talks about holding yourself back. We've talked about it in the cards. So you want to be really careful of how you're holding yourself back. And I believe it was the Three of Candles in the Chariot reverse that talked about that. So you want to be on the lookout here. You want to be on the lookout because that could just create blocks. It could create frustration. We all don't like to be slowed down, at least if we're not in control of the slowdown. I'm all for slow living, but if you're trying to make progress, it can be really frustrating if you're not. And I think a good way to do that is to enforce those breaks we talked about. Yes, it could feel like we're delaying ourselves that way, but if we're in control of it, if we mindfully realize, hey, it's time to take a break, it won't cause the frustration that tends to come along with this ice rune. All right, last one, which is, this represents elk. Yep, elk. Which it really talks about, you have protection here during the Sagittarius season. You have protection. You are guarded. This also talks about an awakening. And you really have the potential and the ability to come into your power during this Sagittarius season. You really just have to believe in yourself, which sounds corny, but I mean, hey, it fucking makes sense. So just fucking know that you have the ability to do what you want to do. Again, if it sounds corny, like, I don't know what to tell you. You might not be on the right channel. So you have the power to accomplish what you want to accomplish. If you work with spirit guides, this is a big acknowledgement from your spirit guides that they're here with you, they're walking with you, or whatever type of protection that you use, it's like, it's present. Like, you're protected during this whole process. Even any frustration that comes up or any setbacks that come up, you're protected. If it happens, it's meant to happen. I really truly believe that there's no coincidences in life. That's what my teacher always taught me. Not everything is an end-all be-all, but there's not just coincidences. There's synchronicities, no matter how small. Sometimes it's just a tiny little wink from the universe, and that's all it is. But it's still not a coincidence. So really, if you're into spellcraft, you could do a lot of protection spells during this time, protection rituals. They will probably be amplified during this time. So really, yeah, I think that is all I have. Oh, follow your instincts. That just popped in my head. You want to follow your instincts during the Sagittarius season. So, we have a journey ahead of us. And it's pretty much going to be as fun as we make it out to be. You just want to make sure you take take breaks, be compassionate towards yourself, be open-minded, walk with confidence, right? Don't be afraid of doing inner work. Don't be afraid of believing in yourself, really. Oh my gosh, someone needs to speak their truth. I think that's why my throat is being so weird. Maybe I need to make sure I speak my truth, who knows. But, okay, with that being said, I believe I'm going to end our reading here. Like I said, I'm sorry this is so late, but hey, I'm trying to build a channel. I'm not perfect, but I'm here. Please, please, please like this video, comment on this video. It's becoming a little love project for me, this channel, building the Crooked Cauldron. So many more things are coming. I'm building social media because that's apparently what we have to do, and I really enjoy making these videos. So more videos are coming, more content is coming, more goodies are coming. But yeah, so be on the lookout for that. Make sure you follow me, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll also put my Instagram handle in the description because again, that's what we do here. Okay, thank you all so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.